Hello, hello. Welcome to the Fairy Coach Tarot channel. My name is Raquel. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. So, today is Thursday, and Thursdays we have our pick a deck or pick a card for chakra or energy. So we look at the seven main chakras, right? We pick a deck and then we look from the crown chakra all the way down to the root chakra to see what is the advice of spirit of the tarot for each one of our main chakras. All right, so let's get started. Let's begin by centering, grounding, and connecting with the breath. Ready? All right, let's roll those shoulders back, move the neck from side to side, and wiggle a little bit the upper body to shake that energy, and then take a deep inhale in through the nose. Hold at the top and gently exhale, elongating that exhale and releasing all tension. All right, now without thinking about it, just whatever fairy calls you or the deck that calls you. We have the yellow fairy, and this is the back of the deck. All right, the pink fairy with the back of this deck, and the blue fairy, the back of this other deck. All right, ready? Okay, let's begin with the yellow fairy today. Okay, we will start by setting the intention. Let's just move these a little bit, moving the cards a little, and setting the intention, letting the cards know what it is that we want to know. We would like guidance for each one of our seven main chakras to get a reading on and guidance messages on what's best for our health at this time, for our energy health, in love and light for our highest good. Okay, let's begin with the crown chakra. Okay, now we are going to look at the third eye chakra. And the throat chakra. Oh, for the throat chakra too came out. I always try to create a space for fitting these. Let's just move these out of the way here. Okay, let's see if now they all fit better. All right, and now we're going to look at the heart chakra. All right. And the solar plexus. Okay. All right. And the last chakra, or root chakra. All right, we have all cards. So one card for each chakra except the throat that we got two. So let's begin with, no matter how much I try my best to let this fit, I'm always having issues with when it's Thursday and we look at the chakras with this spread. All right, so who answers our call? It's the Queen of Wands, that divine feminine energy and the fire element of this queen. All right, so what is it telling us about the crown chakra, or what advice is there for our crown chakra? So it's talking about that right now, what it's needed for a good energy flow of that chakra and a good connection to your spirituality is to take time to nurture it more, to feel more passionate about connecting with your spirituality, right? And to nurture it, to do things towards it. So perhaps, it is your spirituality is in the back burner. So if you want a good energy flow at this time, you need to nurture it a little bit more. You need to feel a little bit more passion towards taking care of your spiritual needs, right? Now, if we look at what it's telling us about the energy in that chakra for us, this is not a bad card. To the contrary, it does not signal any blockages. It's just letting you know, okay, things are good. However, you need to be more active in taking care of it. You need to feel more passionate about your spirituality, more understanding that it is one of the pillars of our life, no matter what path we follow. I always want to make sure that you understand that no matter what path, no matter what religious beliefs you have, um, it's not about one thing or another, but having a spiritual path, whichever one that is, and connecting to your guides and to your guardians, that helps you during this human experience, right? We are all going to experience suffering. We're all going to experience hardship one way or another. We're going to struggle. We're going to face obstacles and disappointments. And by nurturing our spiritual side, our connection to the Creator, to the source, to that divine source, that helps us along the path. All right. So this is what this card is telling you. Now, let's look at that third eye chakra, right? And here we have the Chariot. All right, this is a major arcana, so we make sure to say, hey, this is a more impactful card, a more impactful message. So, what is the advice? The Chariot again is more about action, is more about movement, right? It is about taking the reins of something. And it kind of flows together with the Queen of Wands that was saying, hey, be more passionate, be more proactive towards your spirituality. And the Chariot is kind of saying, all right, it seems that your third eye chakra, that's linked mostly to your intuition, to that pineal gland, things are flowing. So there are messages, there is intuitive nudges that are coming. That's what the Chariot is saying. All right. So there is a lot of movement and a lot of messages that are coming through, and it's saying, okay, take the reins, right? Make sure that you're listening and probably taking action towards the messages that you're getting, right? It's important to strengthen our intuition. We strengthen it also by paying attention to it and trusting it. When we begin, my apologies. One of my cats just walked by. She likes it when I do tarot, so you'll see her more than once. So let's go back to it. So what I was saying is that as an intuitive teacher, one thing that I try to always convey is that to strengthen the intuition, the easiest way is to trust it. All right, to acknowledge it, to pay attention to it, and to trust it. Every time we doubt those intuitive messages, that guidance that comes from the source, and that could be through our guardian angels, through our spirit guides, through our ancestors, through those allies that we have in the spirit world, right? And intuition, we feel it and we sense it in the body through all the senses, right, as well. So pay attention to that intuition and take the reins, trust it. Don't doubt your intuition. That's one way to strengthen it. But about what is the flow, or what is this card letting us know about your third eye chakra, is that it has very good flow of energy, and actually you are getting a lot of intuitive hits, nudges, and messages. All right. All right, let's look at that throat chakra that we got two cards for it, and see the first card. We get the message from the sun. What a beautiful card. And the second one, the hanged man. All right, so double knock here, because these are two major arcana, and counting your third eye chakra one, you're getting a lot of major arcana, so important messages here. All right, so what is the main advice of the sun? Because we are starting uh, to read them. This is a supportive card of this one. So the sun is such a positive card. It is the most positive card in the tarot. So if we look at what is it saying about our energy flow through our throat chakra, is that it's very positive right now. So our energy around our communication and our expression, it is very positive, right? And it's saying, right now, acknowledge that expressing yourself has been useful. And such a positive card also encourages more expression. So to keep saying how you feel, to express your truth, right? This is what the throat chakra is all about. And it says, hey, there is a wonderful flow of energy and very positive. Now, what the hanged man is coming to add, it's supporting that the sun is saying, all right, however, pausing sometimes, right? This is the card of pause, of looking at things in another way. And it's saying, when it comes to expressing yourself, it's you may have an easiness, or we all tend to have an easiness in expressing um, most good things, right? Positive things. But it may be harder to express negative emotions, to express discomfort. Sometimes we may not want to let somebody else down. And the hanged man is saying, all right, it's not about stopping yourself. It's perhaps about pausing, right? Pause, pause a second, reset, and try to understand what would be another way to communicate your message that still honors your truth, right? So, positive energy around your throat chakra. Keep expressing yourself, expressing your truth. And when there is something negative that you find is more difficult to convey, pause a second, reset, ground yourself, and find a way to express it that honors your truth, but that understands or empathize with the person you have in front of you. Now, let's look at the heart chakra, right? And who answers our call is the King of Pentacles. All right, so the King is a more masculine energy. Again, nothing to do with genders here. It is a type of energy, right? And Pentacles, it is the earth element. And this is that generous king that takes care of everything that is physical, that materializes. Now, how does this relate to the heart chakra? So, the heart chakra energy is extremely potent. That's where the center of our love energy is all around our heart chakra. So, this King of Pentacles brings brings a message of, all right, these the things that are important to you, right? The things that are your treasures, right? um, it is about understanding that you need to manage them and manage the energy of the heart chakra towards, infuse it towards the things that you love, right? It's not only about the people that you love. It's okay to love things, to like them so much. Like, for example, to love your job, to love your house, right? To love the fact that you have hot water in the shower, and just putting an example, right? So sometimes, putting love, it's there is nothing bad with saying I love something, right? That it's not necessarily a person. So understanding that it's okay to love certain things, and by managing those things that you love that make you happy, right? It could be your, as I said, your house, your home, your car, things that bring that happiness. That also helps your heart chakra energy, because it creates those feelings of joy, of this feels good, oh, I love this, when you, something good happens to you, or you see something, and or even eat something, and you say, oh, I love this, and you feel that, that's actually good for your heart chakra. That energy, it is all about love. So this King of Pentacles is giving you kind of like a green light. It's like the go ahead, love the things you love. It's okay to say, I love this, feel it and express it, right? Again, so far it seems that if these cards are letting us know how the energy on each one of these chakras is going, it is very positive, very positive. All right, let's look at the solar plexus. And we have the Four of Wands here, right? And the Four of Wands, the energy of a four, and fire element with the Wands stability, right? It's a card that shows joy as well. So that solar plexus, that creativity, that link also with the sacral energy, right? Um, it's our self-esteem. So what this Four of One says is that, creating, and that could also go together with this that says love the things you love, all right? And this is Four of Wands. So create perhaps a routine, or certain stable things, right, around the things not only that you love, but the things that help you feel more yourself, because that will help your self-esteem. So for example, if you're somebody who enjoys reading, or enjoys going for walks, or exercise, or anything that you enjoy, right? Again, love the things you love. So create routines around it that will build your self esteem, that will also give you sparks towards creativity. Again, another positive card towards how the energy there goes. And now we got the Queen of Swords to our sacral chakra, right? The Queen of Swords is a feminine energy, and swords is mental communication, is that air element, right? And the Queen of Swords sometimes seems detached, cold, right? However, there is something very endearing to me about her, right? Because she understands that in life, one needs to be practical. And, it's good to have intuition, it's good to have a good sense of your feelings, to connect with your spirituality. But this queen also talks about practicalities, right? And here in the sacral chakra, that it's that, um, these two chakras, I call them the chakras of creation, right? Of creation, self esteem, um, passion as well, right? So this queen brings the message of practicality, right? And when we put it together, of love the things you love, create routines around those things, this Queen of Swords tells you not to get lost in only the things that bring you joy, but also to add a sense of practicality to your life, right? To make sure that the things that need to be taken care of are taken care of, right? Because that will influence the energy towards this root chakra that asks for security. So this queen is all about being practical at this time. So also is saying, hey, take care of the practicalities in your life. And what do we get for the root chakra? The Hermit. So here we have another major arcana. And the Hermit is about introspection, the answers within, and shining our light to others. But the root chakra is all about security. So the Hermit says, is just pointing out that stop looking at the outside to create that sense of security and instead go inwards. Whenever you need a sense of security, you need to feel safe, go inwards. And the exercise I would suggest for that is definitely meditation. So, grounding exercise, meditating, and connecting to yourself, reminding yourself that you are safe within you. All right, let's do a quick recap because I read them separate and then we do that quick recap. These are usually long readings, the chakra ones. So let's begin. The energy around your chakras seems very positive. They don't seem to have any blocks, right? Perhaps here on when you express or you feel that you need to express negative things, but not too bad because your energy is right now, it seems to be mostly propelled by the sun, right? So creating or doing more is towards your spirituality, right? Being more passionate about it, remembering to trust your intuition. You're getting a lot of hits. This is trust the messages that you are getting and do something about it. If your intuition is suggesting something, follow it through. Now your expression, as I said, keep expressing yourself, right? Talking positive about yourself, but remembering that even if there is something that you don't like, or you also need to express it. And a good way is to pause, connect with yourself, and change your view to be more empathic of how your message gets across. Um, Another thing is that for love, for your heart chakra, it's okay to love the things you love. It's not only about loving people, but expressing love and feeling love for the things that bring contentment and joy. Now, create good routines around these types of things and also be practical. Do not forget to tend to the things that you need to tend right now. Now, when you need that sense of security and safety in your life, remember it's all within you. Pause, ground, center, meditate, and go within you every time you do not feel safe. All right, I hope you enjoyed your reading. Please give a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. This is a message for the collective, so take what resonates, let go of the rest, and do not try to force it. And also, please reach out if you would like a private reading with me. I offer live sessions, right? Or pre recorded reading. There is something for every budget. And just reach out if you want more information, or go to the link on the description and make an appointment for a live session, or get a pre recorded reading through my Gumroad storefront. All right, let's look now at that pink fairy. Okay. All right, let's look at the pink fairy for those of you who picked this one. Okay, let's see here so it doesn't bother us. All right, this is a cute little deck, and let's move it around and give it the thing to wake it up. And now we are going to set the intention. We would like messages and guidance for our 7 main chakras. And that prayer of protection we ask in love and light for our highest good. And so it is. Okay, so let's go with the first one. That's our crown chakra. All right. Now our third eye chakra. Third eye, we got two. All right. Our throat chakra. Our heart chakra. Our solar plexus. Sacral. And root chakra. All right. All right, let's begin with the crown chakra. And who answers our call? It is the High Priestess, number 2. All right, this is a very beautiful deck. I love the imagery, and it gives that ethereal view, right? And it is the High Priestess. This is a Spanish deck, and they call the High Priestess La Bruja, right? So, who's the High Priestess? The High Priestess is that intuitive, feminine energy. Um, it's it's that mystery, right? And but it's also that connection to the unknown, that connection to our source, to the divine source, to the unknown, to the other realms, right? And what is the high priestess telling us? First, it is a major arcana, so it's important here. And the high priestess is telling you that there is a very spiritual quality about you, and there is a deep connection that right now or rapport with source, right? And it's telling you, keep nurturing this, you know. As I mentioned too, when we were doing the other reading with the other deck, it's that our spirituality is very important. And the High Priestess is telling you right now the energies around that relationship with your spirituality are very strong, right? So the divine source and your helpers, your allies in the spirit world, are there for you in a way that is very marked and very strong. So one thing that I would suggest, that perhaps you already do, but I would suggest that you got this card, is to spend sometime every day, if you want in the mornings, last thing in the evenings, or both, expressing gratitude to the source. You can call it God, divine source, creator, great spirit, right? To express gratitude, but also express gratitude to your guardians, to your guides, to those allies you have. Let them know how grateful you are that they are in your life and how much you care for them as well. As much as not only you care for them, is that you appreciate also their help. So very important, but a wonderful card to get towards your crown chakra, that spirituality. Now let's look at that third eye, and who answers? It is the Three of Cups and the World. So another major arcana. So let's look at these cards one by one. So this is third eye chakra, and we got the Three of Cups. And here it's the energy of three, that it's an energy of growth, right? Of creation in a way that growth, right? And cups is emotions, but it's not only emotions, cups, it can also be intuition. And this is saying, all right, so it looks also that the energy around this chakra is flowing well for you. So, but it is recommending grow your intuition at this time. Grow it with practices that you like, that you care for. But the three suggest, growing it. That it's already growing. It's already telling us that there is that momentum there, but also to do things more deliberate, right? Any type of psychic exercises or techniques. If you like tarot, start practicing more tarot. Even if you do not read for others, practice it for yourself. Or if you like oracle cards or runes, also automatic writing, that it's very similar to journaling, that intuitive writing. Some other people are practice it by, you know, anything that, for example, going into one of the one of my favorite things to do. So I'm a thrifter, right? And I love going to thrift stores and antique stores. And when I go to some places that have something very old, one of as an empath and as a sensitive, but also to strengthen and to read more. And I see a piece that really calls me. I close my eyes, I ground really fast, and I touch it and try to get the messages from that object. So that's another very interesting exercise you can do if you like thrifting or antiquing, things like this. And it's not necessarily something old. Sometimes you can go to a person's house and do that. But, anyways, this is telling you do practices, do exercises that keep growing your intuition. Now, how does the world, this major arcana card, support this? Okay, because these cards say that there is a momentum, there is something that is growing around your intuition, and it is advising you to be more intentional about even growing more your intuition. And the world card is telling you by doing this, you go to another level, right? It's going to bring things to you that are I'm trying to find the word to express it. It's kind of the way the world card works is that it's the final culmination, right? That learning of these important lessons and passing the page and the chapter. And here it's saying, all right, your intuition is growing. If you really are intentional growing, you are going to new heights, right? So because of this card as well, that you got the High Priestess and you get this here for your third eye chakra, what I'm seeing is that your spirituality and your intuition are at a very strong moment when things are growing, right? And that you are going to a new phase, towards a new thing, towards your soul's evolution that will involve more spirituality and being more intuitive and more psychic. All right, now let's go towards the throat chakra. And who do we get? The Two of Swords. All right. So the throat chakra, our communication, our expression, right? And here we get the Two of Swords, that it's the air element, the two. Sometimes it's choices, right? In traditional tarot, you see an image of a person that is usually blindfolded with the two swords. And it's hard to make decisions, right? So this is a card of decisions. Sometimes decisions where we do not have complete clarity or that decision is hard to make. So because it is in the throat chakra position. What is that telling us about that energy over there? So it does not talk about any types of blockages, but what it does say is that perhaps there is a difficulty expressing ourselves, right? That we may stop ourselves from saying things, right? That we feel maybe we doubt ourselves, or maybe we think that we do not have all the information, that we're not good enough to talk about certain things, right? That we find ourselves on like making that choice: do I talk, do I do not talk, do I express myself? However, remember that for this energy to flow, self expression and honoring your truth is very important. So, what this card says is that perhaps right now, even if you feel that you shouldn't say something, that there are other ways to express yourself, right? If you don't feel like talking about something is the right thing for you, or it does not feel comfortable to talk about certain things, perhaps write them down, right? And or if you like drawing, if you like any form of art, painting, or even crafts, right? I'm going to put an example. I had a wonderful client who was very sensitive, very loving, right? But found it hard to express how much they loved um, some people in their lives, right? Um, Now, they loved creating. They were artisans. They crafted. They made these beautiful quilts, right? So they understood that part of their love language was not necessarily talking, but was with the love they put in their creations to do something for others. And that was the way they expressed themselves. So find the thing that helps you express yourself, even if it's not through actually talking, but that expression of your feelings can come out. And that's how that energy keeps flowing in a healthy way. Now, let's look at the heart chakra. And the heart chakra, who answers our call, is the Prince of Pentacles, right? So that would be the Page of Pentacles. All right, so that is a growth energy. The Pentacles is that earth element. And what is it saying towards the position of the heart chakra? So, right now, taking steps towards the things that we want, right? Understanding that we we need to put off to put effort on our part towards the things that are important, the things that we want in our life, those things that create, like I talked before, those love feelings. So that means that right now, even if it's a small little steps, because this is not a knight that goes forward strongly, this is a page. So just think about anything that that you care about, right? What is something today, small, a little step, something little that you can do towards that things that you really want, that get your heart excited, right? So do something towards that. Perhaps it is a start doing something or creating something or writing a letter expressing your love for something, your love for somebody. Perhaps it's just taking those first steps towards the house that you want or towards that project that you're bringing into life. That means just do something small, right? And do not act passively, although do not act extremely impulsively or a go-getter like it's the night, but just no, maybe I'm not there yet, but I can do things, take little steps towards things that are important, right? That will keep that energy flowing because you will see and you will also feel that you're getting closer to your goals. Now, let's look at the solar plexus. And all right, we have another two. This time is the Two of Cups, right? And beautiful card of partnership, right? Of emotions and love as well. And this is the solar plexus that is the center of self-esteem, of how we feel with ourselves, right, as well. And the Two of Cups is letting you know that the energy there seems pretty good and adds self-care. This is all about nurturing that relationship with yourself. And these Two of Cups, this partnership in this position is about loving yourself more. And how do you love yourself more? By doing things for yourself that you would do for others, right? Imagine the people that you love the most. You spend time, you spend energy, you take actions, right? So, what I would say is do that for yourself, right? What feels nurturing, practicing self care, doing things for yourself that are good, right? It's all about building that love relationship with yourself. And now the sacral chakra. All right, and here we have cups again, and these two chakras are very aligned. And this is all these lower chakras here, also the center of our creativity. And we have the Ten of Cups, and this is a very positive card. So it seems that the energy around these lower chakras here is very positive. And it's what is the Ten of Cups advice towards that sacral chakra? And the Ten of Cups is all about or letting us know that things are going well and to enjoy them, to enjoy the things that are going well, to not only to enjoy them, but be truly grateful about the things that are going well. And that by practicing that gratitude, as you know, we open the door to more blessings. So, right now, by loving yourself, by expressing gratitude, you're opening that channel to more blessings. But it is a very positive energy around these two chakras. Now let's see the root one. And we have the Five of Pentacles. All right. So the Five of Pentacles usually depicts two people going through hardship, right, in traditional tarot. So this is a card of usually I usually mention that scarcity mindset, right? But here, because it's in the root chakra as well, what this is pointing is that maybe you're not feeling secure. Maybe that energy around your root chakra is not flowing as it could. Like there are things we have an opportunity to make the energy around the root chakra better, right? A little bit healthier. So these points either that you may be worried about finances, you may be worried about something that is physical. You may be worried about your housing, your finances, your job stability. So this is what it's all pointing at. So what is the advice here? So first of all, the first thing I always recommend when this card comes is to get out of that scarcity mindset, all right? To understand that yes, there are a lot of suffering, there is a lot of suffering in the world, there is a lot of people that do not have a lot. And at the same time, it is true that there is so much wealth in the world, that there are so many opportunities. And even if like the news sometimes just point out that everything that's going bad in the world, there is a lot of good things. There are opportunities out there. There is wealth. There is security, right? So first of all, I would say work on your scarcity mindset. Negativity may be trapping you into not seeing opportunities. So perhaps, and these are all suggestions, so take what resonates. Stop looking so much at the news. If you have a friend or a family member or an acquaintance or a colleague at work who's very negative and always points out everything that's going bad in the world, just quiet that for a moment. Just keep your distance and work on that scarcity mindset, that fear, by focusing on all the positive stories that are out there too, right? And again, I know there is a lot of talk about toxic positivity. This is not toxic positivity. It is being an alchemist emotionally. So it is proven that the more we look at negative news, the more we engage with people that are negative, the more our vibration starts going down. And then there is more depression, there is more sadness. So it's not about toxic positivity here. It is about understanding that your vibration energetically and your health are linked, and there are certain things that will bring you down. So work on that mindset. Stop looking at so many negative news or engaging with people that are always bringing you down or pointing out at everything that doesn't work in the world. Yes, there are a lot of things that do not work. Yes, there is a lot of pain, and all that's true. And at the same time, there is a lot of love, there is a lot of good people, there are a lot of opportunities. So focus on that right now. All right. It's wonderful reading, by the way, because that you got, because here we have very good energy and two places where I would say we need to work on. But let's start here with a quick recap. These two upper chakras say this is a very strong momentum, energetically, intuitively. Your psychic gifts are growing. Your connection to the divine. This is wonderful here. Here is where we get our little hiccup, a little bit, that it could be about expressing yourself. And again, I gave you some techniques to get that moving more, that it's to express yourself in other ways. Here with the heart chakra, very good energy here, but it's also saying, okay, there is very good energy. Just keep doing little things towards the things that bring you joy, towards the things that you want in your life. Now, here, these lower chakras, extremely good again. Just like here, very good. Here, also very good. More self care, loving yourself more, a lot of gratitude. And the biggest opportunity is in our root chakra. And as I mentioned, this is all about changing that mindset and focusing more on the good things. All right. And stopping so many negative news and negative Nancy's that are out there. All right. I hope you enjoyed your reading. Give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. I know these readings tend to be much longer. So, thank you, thank you, thank you. Again, by subscribing, you get notifications. So make sure you're getting the notifications for when the next videos are going to be showing, and also for the daily shorts that I post every day. And if you want a private session with me, please reach out, ask for information. I'm more than happy to answer any questions, and you can book your reading in my website and in my Gumroad storefront. So my website, you go on a link that directs you, and there you can book your reading, or you can contact me if you prefer that personal relationship of saying hi, what how do you use tarot, how what is your work like, and you tell me a little bit more and we schedule right there. Old school, that I call it. Okay, let's go with the blue fairy right now for those of you who picked this one. Okay, so we are going to wiggle the cards a little bit, wake them up, and we are going to set the intention and let the cards know what it is that we want right now. So we would like a message for each of our 7 main chakras, and we ask in love and light for our highest good. All right, let's get started with our crown chakra. All right, here we go. Crown chakra, third eye chakra, throat chakra. Throat chakra, we got 2. Heart chakra. Oh, it didn't come out. Ooh, let's see. Let's see, because 3 cards came out, and I want to actually more came out, 4, and I want to honor them. So let's just make sure. I try to honor all the cards that come out. So let's see. We put them. Okay. 4 wanted to come. I was seeing that they were talkative, that they were. So let's go for that. Now our solar plexus. All right, solar plexus. Let's sacral chakra. Interesting. This deck seems to be wanting to tell us a lot. And root chakra. It feels like something's going on here. We have lots of messages. Okay, let's begin with, let's separate this. And we begin with that crown chakra. Who answers our call? And we have Major Arcana 17. All right, look at that beautiful star. All right, so this is Major Arcana. This is all about faith. All right, this is telling you your energies around your spirituality, that crown chakra, are very good. And is telling you faith is important right now. Having faith and growing in your faith, right? And also that remember, this is a card that says, remember you're being guided at all times. Your guardians, your guides, and the divine source are there with you. So have faith. Right now, it is saying you are not alone, and practice your faith. Have faith and hope. It's a beautiful card to get for that crown chakra, and it's just saying things are going very well around there. Now, let's look at that third eye. And for the third eye, we get, look at this, we get the Four of Swords. All right, so what is the Four of Swords telling us towards our third eye chakra? All right, I am sorry for my little kitty here that again wanted to see the cards. Okay, so let's say about the Four of Swords. So the Four of Swords is a card of rest, right? Of mental rest. And what it is telling us right now, it is not pointing at there is something wrong with our energy around our third eye chakra. It is just saying it is time to rest the mental chatter. So ways to strengthen your intuition sometimes it is to quiet the mind. That's one thing that any meditation teacher will let you know is that meditation is so effective for so many things, but one of it it's because it quiets that mental chatter. It is not that meditation stops all thinking. It is that you become an observant of thoughts, right? So you do not become the emotion that the thought brings, you observe the thoughts. So this Four of Pentacles says it is time to quiet the mental chatter because it may be interfering with your intuition. And a good way to do that is meditation. So this is what I would encourage you to do, to meditate more at this time so you can observe your thoughts, not become the emotion, and quiet a bit the mental chatter. All right. Now, let's look at the throat chakra. And we have, all right. Oh, we have the Strength card, Major Arcana, and all right, and the Lovers. So, two Major Arcanas here, and very impactful. And we have three if we count this. So, what is these cards letting us know about the energy around your throat chakra? That's a very positive energy around that chakra right now. And the Strength card brings you the message of, well, or a reminder of how strong you are, right? This is a card of like inner strength. And also brings you this guidance towards your throat chakra. It's it's a message of self-control in a way, right? So having that self-control of like knowing when and what to say. So as I always say, this chakra is about expressing your truth. Yes, you should express yourself. However, uh, knowing when to stop, knowing when choosing your battles, knowing when to have that self control and saying, okay, I need to express myself, but this may not be the right way and this may not be the right time. So it says that the energy there is going very well, but it is asking you, okay, remember to just have a little bit of self control or keep having that self control if you already have it towards choosing the right moment and the right words and knowing when to stop. Sometimes we tend to over explain or we tend to want to explain something, and the person receiving the message is not engaged, right? Or they are not open to it, or they are somebody who's not very communicative. So the more we talk, the more they may shut down. So this card is just asking you to be wise where your words have energy. Your expression is important for you, but it's also carrying some energy out. So this card is telling you choose when to say and how to say things. And that does not mean you need to censure yourself, but maybe if there is something that really needs to be said and the person in front of you is not receptive, maybe journal it, maybe write it in a letter, and or let it pause and talk about it at another time. All right, but positive energy. And how does the Lovers support that? And the Lovers is it's a card of love, but it's also a card of choice, right? And choices that come from the heart. And here with that, when we talk about self-control, choosing your battle, choosing the right moment to talk about things, right? And it's saying, however, when it is about expressing affection and love and all of that, do not stop yourself. So this is have that self control when you feel that your message is not going to be received or it's going to deplete your energy or it's not the right moment. So choosing your battles. However, if you need to express love, um, this is giving you the green card, the green light of like saying always express it. Always, the two cards together mostly say build bridge, right? Build a bridge between you and other people by talking about what's good and choosing when it's something difficult, have that self control of saying it's not the right time. It's building bridges, not burning bridges, if that makes sense. But really good energy around here. Now, let's put these in order. This would be the third, and this would be the fourth. So we got a lot of cards around our heart chakra. So let's see who answers. So first, we have the Six of Pentacles. All right. Then we have the Four of Wands. And as always, I say, I read the cards not in reverse. It's not that reading reversals is hard because it usually means the opposite or that the energy is blocked. But I choose to read them on the normal position because they already tell us a lot of information, and more when they are when it's a spread that you know where they are. So just mentioning that. So that's the Eight of Swords, and here we have Major Arcana 13, that it is the Death card. Okay, so let's get started because it seems that this is a chakra that we really need to look at, right? And that's why so many cards came out. So let's begin with the first one. We'll go like this, as these are the way they came out. All right. So the Six of Pentacles points out to, okay, a balance here, right? So just like the Four of Wands, that creates stability. So it's saying, all right, things may not be as bad or as doomed as these two cards point, because these are supportive cards. What this points out is that it is important to have balance and in the different areas of your life, right? Also to be generous, right? Balance and generosity right now are important for that energy around your heart chakra, right? Is saying practice being more generous with the people you love and with anybody you come in contact with. And being generous is not necessarily with the resources that are physical resources, although this is Pentacles points out, but knowing that generosity also means extending a kind word, help, right? So be more generous, be there for others in ways. Remember, what you put out will come back. So, but also find a balance, right? So ask yourself a good reflective question here. Ask yourself, are you perhaps giving to somebody who's not reciprocating, right? Because one thing is to ask you to be generous. Yes, be generous with everybody, but do not be overgiving to people when they are not giving back. So be generous, but create balance so you do not overgive, right? And here we have the Eight of Swords. That is just saying, okay, we have being generous, creating that balance. And the Eight of Swords is saying, do not allow your thoughts to stop you from doing what you know is right, right? Sometimes when we think, oh, well, that person was not generous back, or there is not a good balance here, maybe I shouldn't. No, this is pointing out to you, do the right thing for you, for your karma, for your energy, for your values, right? Do not let your thoughts about how others behave or what they do stop you. Yes, be balanced and be generous. Do not overgive, but be true to yourself. And that Death card, or the Major Arcana 13, says perhaps it is also, that there is some areas or some people or some circumstances that right now either you need to cut out of your life or that you need to put aside, right? Because if you're trying to create a balance with your emotions, with your generosity, with how you treat others, but there are certain relationships that drain you, that make you question your worth, that make you doubt, then this card is telling perhaps it's time to either think about moving on or seeing these people less or just changing your feelings or your attitude towards these people that are around you that are creating self doubt. So let's, because this is a long message. So these four cards are letting you know that it's not that your energy around your heart chakra is blocked, but that again, there is an opportunity here to flow better. It is asking you to be generous, but to be balanced and not allow your thoughts to stop you from doing what's right, but also to realize with these thoughts if there is somebody in your life or situations that are bringing you doubt, that are making you doubt yourself, that are bringing you down, and cut them out of your life or transform them in a way that do not impact your heart energy. Okay. All right, let's look at the solar plexus. All right, for the solar plexus, and who answers the Eight of Wands. All right, so here the energy is already changing. It's telling us, okay, things are happening fast around your creativity, your things. There is a moving energy that it's very positive, that it's very fiery, right? And what this is saying is that to take that momentum to create things in your life that you're passionate about around, right? So if it's work, if it's your projects, if it's your relationship, anything that you feel very passionate around, okay, there is a momentum going forward, very positive energy, and it says go, go, go. Pretty much. It's just also giving you that green light. And again, look at this. So this is this, sorry, I moved the camera. So this is the sacral chakra, right? And this is the solar plexus. And the solar plexus and the sacral chakra that are lower chakras are very much together in the way they are linked. And here we have the Knight of Wands. I mean, yes, the Knight of Wands and the Eight of Wands. And both cards are cards of movement, right? And are telling you here there is a big momentum, right? A big momentum that could be job related, it could be about work, that it could be about something important. There is good energy, good momentum, right? And it is all for you to take steps to really charge ahead full speed towards those things that you want. Very, very important here because look at those, both ones and both cards of rapid movement. Now, let's look at that root chakra. And here, all right. Okay, so here we have Major Arcana 15. Okay, so these are the two chakras that I would say have bring us opportunities. Okay, this is a major arcana, and what this is pointing out, and here is interesting because this is the bridge between the lower, I mean the upper and the lower chakras, and here it's talking about balance and the root chakra, that it's all about that security and safety. And there may be something, an energy or some habits that we're doing that are creating unnecessary pain. So sometimes, and I just want you to reflect on this and reflect if that could be happening in your life or, or if there is in anything. It could be a person, it could be a habit, it could be a situation. So we think that that security and safety that we need, that we want, is by holding on tight onto something, holding on tight to our money, holding on tight to our partner, holding on tight to our job. But the truth is that learning how to flow and learning how to let go, that is opening your grip, right, is not only freeing, is that it creates a flow that you embody and you understand that attachment and holding on tight to things in life is hurting you, right? So, the advice this card brings is learn to flow, learn to let go, learn to not be so, to not, let me just explain. I want to use the correct words. Not to be so dependent on things or on people, right? That could be dependence on what people think of you, dependence on your partner, dependence on your family, on your children, on your job, on your house, whatever it is. Stop holding so tight. Trust, and here is where this one comes in. Have faith that you are supported in a spiritual plane, right? And that even if things do not work out the way you envision, you're still supported and you have to have faith and hope because things will always get better. All right. So, quick recap, you got a very long reading and a very interesting one with opportunities, right? So, first, let's start with the crown chakra. Excellent energy there, and it's calling for hope and faith. That third eye chakra is saying the energy here is not bad, but stop the mental chatter. I encourage meditation here. Very good energy around your throat chakra. However, make sure that the communication and the way you express yourself build bridges, brings out love, and it's not burning bridges. Here, big opportunity around your heart chakra energy, right? Remember to be generous, to create balance, and to be yourself. And if anything or anyone is making you doubt yourself, and this could be the mental chatter, because here we have swords, remember to remove that from your life right now so the energy flows well. Very good energy around excuse me, your solar and sacral chakras, but there is a big momentum, there is a big going forward. So take steps, be take charge, go forward with the things that you love, do and be proactive about it. And another big opportunity around the root chakra, and this is about letting go and flowing. All right, I hope you enjoyed your reading. Please give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, or share the message that somebody may need to hear this, and you also help a small business and a small channel grow. So thank you for that. Remember that these are collective readings. General reading, take what resonates, and reach out to make an appointment for your private reading with me, your private tarot session. I'm a board certified coach with a master's in psychology. I've been a tarotist, a professional tarot reader for many years. I've been reading tarot for over 30, and I use the tarot. It is my tool to accompany you on your path. So, if you are dealing with a life transition, if you're going through some hard changes in your life, heartbreak, grief, or you're feeling stuck and need clarity, reach out. I can let you know more how I can help. And there is something for every budget. You know, we have a 15-minute, 30-minute, and 1 hour live session that can be done either by phone or video call or even chat if you prefer that. And I also offer pre recorded readings that can be sent directly to your email. So reach out, go to my website or my Gumroad storefront. And again, thank you, thank you, thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful week and brightest blessings your way.